Hi guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls, and welcome to day 4 of my 10 days of fangirling. Today I'm going to be doing my books of 2017 video. I'm not going to say it's the worst or the best video, because there was a lot of books that were just okay. Nothing that really grinded my gears. They're just all okay books. Nothing that was really horribly bad to be decided to be on the bottom of the list. So I'm just gonna rank them from the book I liked the least to the book I liked the most this year. So let's get started. So coming in at number 12, we have Adolescence from Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna. If you guys don't know who Gabby Hanna is, she is, well, first she went after the name, The Gabby Show, when she first came to YouTube, but now that she is launching her singing career, she's under Gabby Hanna now. So this is her book right here. And the one part I didn't really like about this book is that it's just solid poetry, and she even claimed that it was about poetry. But I like Gabby, I like her personality, and she's awesome. An awesome YouTuber, so I decided, as soon as I saw this at my local school bookstore, I decided to pick it up. And I didn't hate it per se, but some poems weren't my favorites, and I had very little, like I had quite a few poems I liked in here, but wasn't really a book that lived up to my expectations. So I just decided to put this on number 12. So that's number 12, and some of these books I won't have physically showing because I don't have them. Here with me, oh no, Mom. Babies, Mama's gotta do a video. So I got my list right here, my cat's kind of right here. So number 11, I put Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. This book, I expected it to be so much more than what it was, and it was definitely my biggest disappointment of the year, if I had to say. Book-wise, yeah, I put it higher than Adolescence, but they fought over the best and worst spot for me. And Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, I heard so much great things about this author, so I put her a little bit lower in the list because her book didn't impress me like maybe Gone Girl or Sharp Objects would have. So it promised me one thing from the synopsis. It didn't really turn out to be that one thing they promised me. So, I felt and during a mystery/thriller, I shouldn't feel bored out of my mind, and I did. So that's why it's so low. So coming in at number 10 is The Girl Who Fell by S.W. Parker. This, again, I went into it with higher expectations than what I should have, and it really seemed to let me down somewhat. It was an okay story. I hated her boyfriend for, a lot of reasons. For one, it's a book about an abusive relationship, so of course, but it took like 3/4 of the book to get to the abusive relationship parts of the book. And I know they have to establish the relationship at first, but I don't know. It was kind of off to me. So coming in at number 9 is probably one of my most hated love interest books, and it's This Song Will Save Your Life by Leah Sales. Leela Sales, I think is how you say her name. Now, this book irritated me to no end. Like, I liked the DJ aspect of it, yeah. What she did to get attention from her peers really pissed me off. And her love interest, Char, is what I think they called him. Worst love interest I've ever read in my life. Thankfully, the ending saved it from getting my worst book of 2017, because if the ending would have been had ended differently, I would have said this is like the worst book I've ever read. And if you want more thoughts on why I hate Char, I'll do a video of the worst love interest I've ever seen in books if you want to do it. So there's that. So coming in at number 8 is An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Now, I just recently read An Abundance of Catherines. I applaud this for actually making me interested in the math concept because, like Lindsay, I don't like math. I don't really get math that often, so I like how it made me interested in math. Now, the story and the plot twist, I totally called the plot twist with the Catherine that he was talking about. But besides that, like, again, it promised to be like an epic road trip book, wasn't that, and I'm really tired of seeing synopsises that don't give me what it's promising me. I think that's the one thing about YA contemporaries that I hate, is that the synopsis is so far off from what their objective really is, and it's irritating. Like, So coming in at number 7 was If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. No, I had a really hard time not meshing with this per se. I would say understanding this point of view. It definitely was a diverse read for me because I've never been in this situation before. I've had transgender friends. They've talked to me about the process of being transgender and what it takes to become transgender. This is like after she has already become transgender and has already went through like the surgery to become a woman, and it's all about transphobia and things like that, and trying to hide the fact that she was once a man. And while I liked the book, I would really have liked to see more of the transitioning part of being transgender, because it's not something I see in YA a lot. I think this is like the first book that deals with it, besides George by I can't remember who the author is. I need to read that one though. Like, I would really like to have a book where the transgender process is explained and how they're feeling while they're going through that process, if that makes sense. Makes any sense? I just think that would be a interesting novel as well as this one. So coming in at number 6 is Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. Now, I didn't really like, I think her name was Libby. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't really like Libby's part of the story. Like, I like how inspiring she was. I like how she became confident in herself, no matter if people were being horrible towards her weight. She did have a lot of ups and downs there. But the thing that I found the most intriguing is, I can't remember what his name was, but the secondary character not being able to recognize faces. I've never really heard of this disorder before, so I was really intrigued to find out more about this disorder, and it didn't disappoint me. Like, it was really interesting, and I really liked the different aspect of this novel. It was really interesting, and the romance is really cute. Like, usually if YA romances, I'm so over them. I would rather have a very great message in your books instead of great romance. But this one had a really great romance while having a really great message as well, so that's why this one got high up on my list. So coming in number 5 is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. Wow, a Sarah J. Maas book that's not below, I know. Like, Throne of Glass is one of my most hated books, and this trilogy became one of my most favorite trilogies this year. So, A Court of Wings and Ruin is the third book in A Court of Roses series, and I liked this book the least out of the other two. Like, the first book had a lot of aspects I liked, while I had a lot of aspects I didn't like. Like, the second book was amazing, and this third book was just like a huge letdown for me, so I had to put it at number 5. And put it as my least favorite of the series because, it wasn't bad, it wasn't great though. So I put this one up at number 5. Number 5, like I said, not a bad book, but it could have really been an impactful finale, and it wasn't. So on that note, coming in at number 4, I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. One thing I really hated about this novel is the abusive relationship between Tamlin and Feyre. I didn't like that, and at first it was really boring until the last 20%. Like, I audiobooked this, so I do recommend that you guys get the audiobook, because the audiobook is a lot better than sitting here reading the book. Like, I think I'm just gonna audiobook Sarah J. Maas's books, because I get along so much better with her audiobooks than I really do just reading her books. But I do love the relationship between Feyre and Rhysand. Not in this book. I like the little tiny favors he does for her, but a favor has to come with something for him in this book. So I didn't like Tamlin, but I didn't like Rhysand either. It was kind of like eh. So coming in at number 3 for me is The Hate U Give by Angie Thompson. This book, guys, was a whirlwind to read. It put me in position that I didn't really know about, because it was such an eye-opening book. Like, I get the problems that are happening in society today, and I really liked this one for getting me out of my comfort zone to make me realize the problems that are happening today with police brutality and racism, and just and the family dynamic in this book is killer. Like, I would kill to have a book out there in the world with such a great family dynamic like The Hate U Give. And the story is just refreshing, like, and it really made me mad too. Like, it made me mad about this injustice in this book, and the way that it was just okay for some people. Like, I personally believe that it's never okay to do these things. Like, what? What? And it's just like, I think one of the best parts of this book is it also explains racism within a friendship group as well. Like, it's just, I got so heated during some of the conversations between Star and her friends, and it's just like, like, it's not okay to do these things. Why do a lot of people think it's okay? I have no clue, but excellent debut novel. Definitely will give Angie Thompson another try of her newest book. So coming in at number 2 is Looking for Alaska by John Green. Now, any book that involves religion that could actually get me to up and listen to it while making it interesting and nuanced is awesome. So I applaud Looking for Alaska for that. I also applaud Looking for Alaska for taking a really ballsy move in the middle, even though I could predict what was gonna happen. I like the stage of how it happened. I liked what happened afterwards. And this book is it's just so awesome, guys. I can't even explain it because it'll give spoilers away from Looking for Alaska. So if you haven't read Looking for Alaska, read it, and if you have, I have a review for it up in my channel, so go ahead and check that out if you want to. So coming in at number 1, guys, did you expect it to be anything else besides this? Nope, my number 1 is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I love A Court of Mist and Fury. It deals with so many things so well. Well, I love the romance in A Court of Mist and Fury. Like, Feyre and Rhysand are my OTPs in the series. I love them so much. I love the Night Court. The Night Court are my babies. And I just want to devour more of it, and I'm so glad we get A Court of, I can't remember, Frost and Starlight, I think is what it is, which is like A Court of Thorns and Roses book 3.5, where we get to follow Feyre and Rhysand again. So I'm really interested in this. I really love this book, and it was such a great book, and it even deals with PTSD in a way that I haven't seen novels do before. So I loved that aspect of it, and there was nothing on this book that I absolutely hated. And like, I laughed in this book, I cried during this book, I hated Tamlin so much in this book that I also joined the Tamlin the trash can group on this train. It was just such a great book, and that ending I didn't really see coming. I didn't see that coming, and it was just and one thing I do love about this book series is it points out that it's okay to fall out of love with someone, and it doesn't necessarily have to be because he did this or that. It's just how it happens sometimes. I like how this series does that very well, and so great, so good. If you haven't read this, read this. I know book 1 is like trash compared to book 2, but get through book 1, I promise the second book is better, because this is definitely my number 1. So there you guys have it. That was my 12 books of 2017. What was your favorite book of 2017? Comment down below and let me know, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a special video checking in on my 2017 goals. Did I get through my 2017 goals? I don't know. Guess you'll have to tune in and see. See you guys tomorrow in my next video. Bye!